Hi, this is Federico with Cuddle, and in this video I want to show you how to make a laser cut picture frame with customizable dimensions. One of the incentives for working on this project is that I have a hard time putting art on the walls. Even though I draw a lot and I bought a few pieces and I've been given some, but most of it has a tendency to stay stored away. And I think that's because I didn't have a really easy solution for framing it. So the goal with this project was to make that process a bit more streamlined. So we made a template that has very few components and it's very easy to put together. So let me tell you about the kind of materials that we can use to do this. Then I'll show you the different options on the template, and then I'll show you how to put it together. So let's jump into it. Here are some example frames I've made. These two are made with maple veneer plywood, which is very nice, and these are MDF. But any sheet material that you like should work. The finished frame is 3 layers thick, and it has a hanger hole incorporated in the back, and the acrylic slides in and out through the slot on the top. Before gluing, these are the components. We have the outside frame, the spacer, and the backing board, and of course a piece of acrylic. And the assembly is very simple. The spacers go in between the backing board and the frame, so they create a pocket where the acrylic can slide in. So this means that the spacer should be at least a little bit thicker than the acrylic, but it doesn't have to be super precise. For example, look at this one where I made a really thick spacer, so there is a lot of wiggle room, and it still works quite well. You will find the link to this template in the description below. So now that I'm here, I'm gonna scroll down to see all the different options we can change. So here on the left, we see a preview of the frame with a sample picture to have an idea of what it looks like. And here on the right, we have the different options we can change. We structure this template based on the size of the picture that you're framing, and then we can make decisions about the borders that surround it. So the first and most important step is to choose the dimensions of the picture that we are framing. For this example, I'm going to use this Godzilla in a bottle that my friend Cassia gave me. And I'm going to leave a link to her website in the description. So the width of this picture is 3.45 inches. So to enter that, I'm going to click on this field and type it. I'm going to press enter when I'm done. And I also know that the height of this picture is 5 inches. I can also change the number by scrubbing on this field until I hit 5. The next choice we can make is the dimension of the inside border. That would be the distance in between the edge of the picture and the edge of the frame. This is a sort of like padding or margin you're putting around the picture to give it some space. And that's usually the space occupied by the mat in traditional picture framing. So you'll see if I make my frame border bigger, I get a little bit more space in here. And if you don't want any of that space, you can make the inside border 0. And that just brings the edge of the picture up to the edge of the frame itself. But in this case, I actually want a little bit. So I'm gonna make it this much. One thing to note with this inside border is that what it shows is the material that you chose to make the backer of the frame from. Like in this case, we can see that I use plywood, so I see that plywood surface. So that might influence your material choice for that component. The frame width is an aesthetic choice that I can judge by looking at this preview, and I think I would like this one to be a bit wider than the default, something like that. Something you should know is that the way in which we integrated the hanger hole that goes in this area makes it so there is a minimum width for the frame. But you'll know if you try to make it too small, we'll get a warning down here. And in that case, you can just make it bigger to accommodate the hole. Finally, the corner radius determines how round the corners are. If you want perfect 90-degree corners, you can type 0. So we don't have any rounding. But in my case, I want to have a little rounding. So I'm just going to make it 0.1. Now that we're done making these aesthetic choices by looking at the preview, we can scroll down and download the different components. So the first one is going to be the glazing. This would be the acrylic covering that I'm going to be using. So I'm going to download an SVG, but by pressing the blue button. And then the other set of components are going to be the frame, the spacer, and the backing board. And I'm going to download a different SVG for those because all of those are going to be made out of plywood in my case. So I wanted to note the different components in this layout. So here we have the outside frame. That's the front that's going to be most visible. Then these three bars are going to be the spacer that goes in between. And then here is the backer. And you can see the hanger hole. And then this purple rectangle, this is an optional operation that I like to use sometimes as a score line that allows me to place my picture nice and centered on the back. Now it's time for gluing and assembly. And notice that I left the protective sheet on the acrylic, and that's because I want to use it as a guide. I'm going to start by placing the sides and bottom of the spacer on the back piece. Then I'm going to apply some wood glue, spread it with a toothpick, then carefully place it back. And then I'm going to repeat the same operation on the bottom and on the right side. Now I'm placing the acrylic in the middle to make sure it has space to move. Now before the glue dries, I'm making sure that the sides are straight and flush with the back. Checking again that the acrylic slides freely, and now it's time to glue the front. Placing it carefully, then making sure the bottom is flush, and I'm gonna clamp it while the glue dries. And often the clamps force some of the glue out of the joints, so this is a good moment to wipe it while it's still liquid. One final check to make sure the acrylic slides in and out, and I'm gonna let it rest. With the glue set, now I can place my picture. I'm gonna use a little bit of double-sided tape to fix it on the backer. And finally, I can remove the protective sheeting that saved my acrylic from getting scratched with all that sliding in and out. And I think this Godzilla in a bottle looks pretty good in this maple frame. Now let's put it on the wall. So I think I'm leaving my struggles with framing things in the past. I managed to frame quite a few things like these using this template, and the process has been very simple. I like how we managed to make something super minimal that still retains all the functionality. So it's just 3 layers, and there are no additional clips, say to hold the acrylic, which simply slides in place, or additional things to glue in the back in order to hang it. And so all of that makes the process much easier and more approachable. Also, you're not limited to any commercially available frame sizes. You can make any frame that you want. So I hope you found this useful. I hope you liked it too. And you can help the channel by clicking like and subscribing, and also leaving us a comment. Let us know what you want to see next. And thank you so much for watching.